Okay, so we are starting a knitting podcast. We're going to start with introducing ourselves. We're going to try to also do this in very little cuts because we just want it to be chatty. So my name's Kayla.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we're currently in Texas, but one of the reasons we're starting this podcast is because Elizabeth is moving to Colorado and leaving me in Texas.
Very sad.
So we wanted to stay connected both in our knitting because we both knit together and we're best friends. And we figured one way to do that would be to have a podcast where we monthly check in on what we're knitting. And also just share with y'all because we love our knitting podcast.
Oh, yes. It's one of our favorite things
We
to watch.
love knitting
We're
podcasts.
watching them all the time.
And so we have our favorites. We'll probably share those at some point. But we wanted to start our own since we love them so much. So we're going to follow a standard podcast format.
Yeah.
So we'll do FOs, finished objects, whips, works in progress. We'll also talk a little bit like a brief sewing because we do sew. We really do all the fiber crafts, which I didn't even say what the name we decided on was.
Yeah.
We're calling this podcast Double Fiber Diaries since there are two of us and we do all of the fiber related arts. So,
yeah.
And then we'll finish with Tour de Fleece plans because we also spin.
We do spin. So.
And Tour de Fleece is coming up in a few days.
Does it start July 5th?
I can't remember if it's the 1st or the 5th.
It starts sometime at the start of July. I
And then
remember
it doesn't go all the way to the end of July. Does it end around my birthday?
I think it
on
does.
the 24th?
Yeah.
Okay, I think so. We'll have to check the dates. We're not super stringent on it. We just basically the month of July we try and spend more.
Yes, that's
our goal.
It's very loose.
We don't join teams or anything, but
it's just fun to see how much we can spin and kind of focus on that hobby for a while. Since a lot of the time we're focusing on knitting or more recently sewing now that it's summer.
Because it's summer in Texas. It's 100 degrees already,
yeah.
so that's fun.
Super special.
But yeah, so we'll dive in.
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay. Well, I think you have more finished objects than me, so do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start.
Okay.
I'll start with what I'm wearing, because one of them is a finished object, and it is the Cardigan number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear.
Which I guess I'll...
And you can show, too, because we knit
one.
matching ones, and our friend Van also knit one as well, so we are triplets with this cardigan. And it's made out of wool of the Andes worsted from Knit Picks on their cone. So we knit these cardigans in one cone. You almost ran out because you knit things a little longer than I do.
I'm also really tall. I'm 5'10", so...
And I'm only 5'3", so I knit things shorter both in sleeves and length.
Our sleeves comparison would probably be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, you're like...
I'm like a couple inches.
A good few inches longer than mine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and we did toggle buttons. Mine are slightly different color than yours. But I think we've got them on Amazon.
Pack on Amazon. I just went with the
I just did. You got
honey.
the pack that had all the colors in it,
right?
And I just got one color
because you knew what you wanted going into it.
And I didn't want to store umpteen buttons.
So now because it's cozy.
It is cozy. I will say, wool of the Andes worsted because it's a non-superwash. It's very soft, even though,
really soft.
But also it's just super regulating. Like I don't feel too hot, even being in Texas inside and AC. I don't feel like too cold. Like it still keeps me warm.
Yeah, I agree with that. The one thing I noticed about the yarn, which I saw some reviews were commenting on it too, the cone yarn is like really compacted.
Yeah, the way it's spun.
Yeah, so people were saying like it looks even almost sport weight.
Yeah.
So
it looks closer to a DK than a worsted, but it does bloom a lot. So I would definitely, if you use it,
turn out well.
But yeah, it's a little thinner than a
traditional worsted.
Just due to how it's spun.
You have it on a ball. Is it more fluffy on a ball or like bigger?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. It's
not
bloomed a little more on a ball. Yeah, but
regardless, great and loved.
I love wearing it all the time.
Yeah.
So and the limited ends when you knit from a cone.
Yeah, it was
so nice. Yeah, and I'll just tack on, since I do have a lot of FOs. I'll just tack on this that I knit. It's just a little neck scarf or head scarf with leftover yarn from my cone, so I could do a little like matching set, and it would be really cute.
Yeah,
or put it in my hair or whatever I wanted to do with it, like that. But just a quick little garter scarf with an I-cord on the sides, self-drafted, but very quick and easy, especially considering it's worsted weight yarn.
Yeah, I bet I end up knitting one of those now. Okay. I guess, do you want to do your next garter scarf?
Yeah, I can go ahead and do both of
You have
mine.
a lot more than me. I have a ton more whips,
This
I think, maybe.
is a Sophie scarf, which I'm sure everyone has seen many, many times. I myself have knit like 5 at this
least.
point.
I think more than 5.
I've gifted some. I myself have knit from like 4 from just me. I usually make them out of Cardiff Cashmere Original, but this is the first time trying a different yarn, and this is the Knitting for Olive compatible cashmere.
Felt so nice.
It's so nice, and so I held it double because it's not a DK; it's a fingering weight.
Oh, you held it double.
I did.
That makes sense.
I held it double
was
from
trying to
the
figure that out.
same
From the
ball.
That's how you have the ball left.
And I bought 2 balls because I knew I was going to have to hold it double, so I thought, but then I was like, well, let me just hold it double from the same ball and just see how much I use, because it's like you use a deceivingly little amount of yarn for this.
Yeah.
And so I ended up using barely more than 1 ball. Like, I'm glad I had the second ball because I needed like maybe like a little tiny bit left. But, and this is poppy blue, by the way. I don't know if I said what color.
It's a really good blue.
But I love this color, and I'm very happy with it, and it turned out great, as do all Sophie scarves that I make. And they look like little cute croissants when they're all rolled up. So.
I really like that blue, and I'm not a blue person at all, but
You could do this blue.
that blue I think is a blue I could do.
You could definitely do this blue.
Yeah. I guess I should also add, I am such a neutral person, but I think
You have
none
some
of my
non-neutral
none of my
ones.
finished objects right now are neutrals. I've been on
Love
a
that for you.
color kick. So my next finished object is the Party Line scarf by Kaci. Young Folk Knits.
Young Folk Knits.
Is her podcast.
I can't remember her last name, but yeah,
her
Kaci.
Ravelry like designer name, but Kaci from Young Folk Knits. And I knit it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, held double in the color Blood Orange.
I have that yarn to knit the same thing.
Yeah,
It
you
looks
need
so
to do
good.
it. I did make it a little narrower than the pattern calls for, just because I started it going to pattern and it ended up being super wide. My gauge, I think, is a bit off. But yeah, it's just a cute little drapey summer scarf in this,
And it won't be as
Happy
hot
orange.
because it's the pure silk.
and it won't be as hot. And it felt really nice. I love, 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 love. Let's see if this can be seen. We're learning here. But I love the eyelet details that it has, like, throughout the
So
garter
cute.
stitch sections. And the drape is, like, just, it's so good.
Very nice.
So excited about that. We'll definitely be wearing it a lot. I keep picturing it with like a striped t-shirt.
Oh, very Parisian of you.
Or even like
But
this
yeah.
shirt that I'm wearing today, like that I think would be
like a neutral tee would just
a neutral
would be
tee.
cute.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, and I love wearing scarves like that around my neck, but also in my hair.
Yeah.
So I just love it. Love a headband.
And this one's really stretchy too. I don't know if it's the pure silk
It's
or
garter
like
stitch probably.
the garter with the pure silk, but like it
Yeah.
has, it feels to me like it has even more drape and like stuff. But I really like pure silk held double, and I'm going to be knitting with it again very soon.
Pure
I've
silk.
already ordered some more.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it held double. I've done it held single on a mini mock neck before, and I will never do it again. It was on US 2.5 needles. That was rough. That was really rough.
But you have more mini mock necks now.
I do. I can. Goes right into my next FO. I finished a mini mock neck in Sandnes Garn Sunday, held single in the Matcha colorway. I think it's a
It
Petite
feels
knit.
really good. Yeah, it's
Colorway?
a Petite knit colorway.
Yeah, and so I love a mini mock neck. I've done one. This is my second one, and I have another one. Spoiler alert! All in my needles right now. But these are so great layering. It's going to be a staple. Like, I'm just going to have these in all of the colors. And I love this matcha colorway. But yeah, it was great to knit. I think I knitted on US 4s. Since it was a merino and it bloomed some, and I've been wearing it tons with everything. A lot of midi skirts and stuff like that
Yeah.
I wear it with.
It'd be so cute with a white midi skirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing. White midi skirt. I also have some like white wide leg pants that I've worn it with.
Yeah.
But it's so lightweight, and it's really, even though it's a merino wool, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel sweaty.
I was surprised how
Like,
light it felt.
It's super light and breathable, and so definitely
Texas friendly.
Texas friendly, which is a whole other ball game. But love this. Turned out great. I have no idea what size I knit, but my Ravelry. We'll put our Ravelries below. We're actually really good with Ravelry and like keeping stuff.
You're
up to
really
date.
good. I'm not.
Oh, I keep stuff up to date. 'Cause I don't know what I'm knitting on if I don't have it on
One of
Ravelry.
my works in progress, I like had set down for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 months, and I went to like start the sleeves. Did not know what needle size. I had knit the body on, checked my Ravelry notes. It was not there.
That's why I started doing Ravelry so much more, is because I would forget what needle I was using when I set a project down for a long time.
Just so frustrating.
And so as soon as I cast something on, I started on Ravelry and I put the needle in immediately, because that's what I really need, is like what needle that I do.
Which I need to start doing that, but have
very
I learned?
helpful.
No, because I literally have another whip here that's also not in my Ravelry.
You have a lot of your finished projects though.
Yeah, I do. All my finished things are there. Usually without needle details, because I don't know.
Yeah. We usually called for needle most of the time. Sometimes we size up. Cause
I am almost always on the called for needle. I think you sometimes are going up.
Yeah,
recently.
I go up sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to do another one, since you have several more?
I have 3 left, yeah.
Okay, I have 1.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that one. Let's do another tank. This, we've also both knit this recently, but in different yarns. This is the Sabai Top number 2, which is in the same pattern as the number 1, right? Just without the ribbing detail on the neckline or the bottom. And I knit this out of Rowan. It's like this new line by Rowan, Mode by Rowan, Cotton DK. I think it's just the name of it, but I'll have it below.
That feels
it's a DK
really nice
weight
for a DK cotton.
100% cotton. It feels really nice. I usually hate knitting with like 100% plant fibers because it's really bad on my hands, but this was great. And I really enjoyed it, and it was really easy. It starts in the round, then it goes flat on the front and back, which is fun, and then it's just in the round again under the arm. I will say that my armholes are much
yours are a
larger
lot
than yours.
I'll grab mine right now, because I think we started on the same
and so
size.
I think my row gauge was off. We knit the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like mine's a whole almost 2
and I
inches.
stitched mine up a little bit.
Oh wow, yeah. No, yours is a lot bigger.
Like I stitched mine up like
Right,
half an
mine.
inch to try and help.
Yeah.
So I definitely have to wear something under this, which is with how low the armholes are. But it still feels really nice. It's a little longer than my natural waist. Like a long crop is my preference for most things.
Yeah.
But it turned out great.
Then I'll share my also Sabai Top number 2, and I knit it in Sandnes Garn Line.
I love the drape on yours.
The drape. So this is my first time knitting with Line, and I love like just how drapey and fluid the material is, and how lightweight it is. That was the other thing when we were comparing our tops. Yeah. This for some reason feels a lot lighter. But I think you technically used less yarn than I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I used a little under longer. 5 balls. And they
yeah, and I used.
Balls. I think they're maybe they're 50 gram balls.
I used like I think yours are 50 gram balls.
I think they're 50 gram balls.
I used 5 and 30 grams of a 1/6.
So you technically use more yarn.
So I did definitely use more.
But it just feels lighter.
Yeah. And then this is the deep burgundy color, which is a new color from Sandnes Garn. I'm obsessed with this color, and I'm going to definitely be using it, and probably on other bases and other projects. What?
Texas A&M Aggies.
I had that same thought, and I was like, "This is like my A&M tank," which I'm also okay with.
Yeah, we both went to grad school at Texas A&M.
Yeah, so I was like, "This is very fitting." But I'm really excited to like style it with linen pants and also just like denim shorts. And all the things.
It goes with everything.
Yeah,
it goes with everything.
I already have yarn to knit a yellow one, like that's basically this color.
I really want to get some Line to make one out of Line now. I want a cream one.
I am really close to ordering Line and Kit, which is
Kit would be good
because it feels so good.
I also want to make one out of pure silk called double.
Yeah, I'm really excited about.
I kind of just want to keep making it in all the summer yarns and like see what my favorite is.
Yeah, and with this also, I guess with all the summer yarns, that made me remember with the mini mock necks. Sorella has a really good collection right now of all of the summer tonals that. I know you want to make a mini mock neck out of, like, they just start collecting mini mock necks out of
summer tonal
the
collection.
New Italy
the
ones.
new one is so good.
Yeah, they're really good, and I probably gonna steal that idea and start making mini mock necks out of it as well.
You can make a whole top in 2 skeins,
which is impressive. Like,
and I have a significant amount left over even in 2 skeins. You'd have less because you make them longer.
I make them longer and sometimes a little bigger. But
I probably should have made mine a little bit longer to make it a little more versatile, but it still works with high-waisted ones.
The only thing with Line that I noticed, I don't even know how to describe it. It doesn't feel this way after washing it, but before washing it, it feels very slippery. Like, you know when you go to like Costco or Sam's Club and they have socks and they like feel extra soft, but it's like clear they like sprayed something over them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they're doing here.
It's like a finishing oil
yeah,
or something.
But I don't think that's what's going on here because that would really surprise me.
Yeah, I don't know.
With Sandnes Garn.
Well, you know, in like making a yarn process in the middle, there's probably going to be some kind of
that's
oil
true
or
too.
Residue that might when they spin it in balls.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like that anymore now that I've washed it. I did end up, I have Leica needles and Chiagu needles, as do you. I knit this on my Leica needles just because it was...
I use Chiagu for everything.
It felt... You know, you love those.
Yeah.
This felt very slippery, and so I did use the Leica needles, and like you can even see on the needles, they're like a little shiny after this.
But I actually didn't even block mine because it's cotton.
Yeah.
So this is just it.
So you should block it because the amount of drape that this
maybe
like,
I should.
had, like it was drapey, but it was not.
See, mine
this
has
drapey.
more weight to it. I mean, it's drapey, but it's like it has more substantial weight
Yeah.
to it. I think that's the cotton, but maybe I should block it. I don't
You
know.
should
It's cotton,
definitely.
so I'm like, I never really block things that aren't just wool fibers.
I think it was Marlene Knits I saw. She blocks cotton, but she doesn't use wool wash.
She just like puts it in warm water, like barely warm water.
I guess
and
if you
then,
put
dries
wool
it
wash
out
on plant fibers, it can ruin them.
Oh, that's
Or like
terrifying.
make it not like permanently ruin, I think, but like make them gunky or something.
Yeah. Okay, you're done with your FOs, right?
I am done with my FOs for knitting.
I finished this one at the beginning of the spring. Oh, also, these are from May and June.
Yes, so this is 2 months.
2 months, because I think you would have had none if we just done this month.
Yeah, because I finished, except for the Sabai top, I finished the cardigan number 9 and the party line scarf in May.
Yeah. So just so we can include more stuff, we did 2 months. But this is the Amy Slipover by Sandnes Garn. Yeah, by Sandnes Garn. And it's in a book, a knitting book. I hate when they do that, but it's just too good to pass up. And it's a one size pattern, which I also hate, but it's a very easy pattern where you could cast on more stitches. Nice. It's made out of Juniper, Moon, Patagonia, and Anthracite. And I will say these ties, tedious. At least they're not double knitting.
Yeah.
But the rib, but it's so nice. I love it cute. So much, and it layers so good. Even over I'll wear it over maxi dresses to work as an extra layer. But Juniper Moon Patagonia is one of my favorite yarns. I love it. It's so light. It's a woolen spun. About sport weight.
It's technically a sport weight, but I think it knits it more like a DK.
It can lend like a DK because it's woolen.
But I think if you really wanted it to, you could probably also get it as a fingering.
Yeah, it's really versatile because of its woolen spun. But
I've knit a couple things that call for DK with it as well, and it's been perfect.
I love this so much though, and it's just so nice. It's one of my favorite yarns. So yeah, that turned out great. And then my last one is another cardigan, which is the Puro cardigan. I can't remember who the designer is of this one, but it's a very cropped cardigan, and I kind of treated this like a Doppio in a sense, where I wanted a blue cardigan, but I wanted it to be really heathered, and so I had 2 different blue colors of Knit Picks palette, Ciel blue, that's Ciel, and then Blue Note Heather. And then I added Suri, a hand-dyed Suri just on Etsy that I found to make this very marled blue. And I love this so much.
It turned out so
it's a cardigan
good.
that I'll always wear closed because of how cropped it is, and I love the button choice too. But I just wear it over a tank and closed, and it's so nice and cozy, and I love the sleeves. It's like the shaping of them is really fun.
It's really fun. I noticed that
but,
too.
Yeah, the sleeve shaping is really fun. And a super big raglan increases, but love it.
And it's
so
soft.
The Suri, it's so soft.
I love Suri. I love all the variegation in that. I'm assuming
it
that's
also
the
knit up
Suri.
so fast because it was 3 yarns held together, I think on 10 and a half.
Yeah. It's so soft. I just want to pet it.
I know. I just want to
yeah.
cozy up with it. But yeah, it turned out so great.
Okay.
Is that all our FOs?
I think so.
Do you want to start with whips?
Yeah.
I think you might
I
have
have
more
no
than
idea.
You have more than I do.
I think I'm going to have a lot of finished objects soon. I'll start with this just because Everything else kind of is in the same palette. This is very different. This is a vest that I'm knitting for my mom. It's the...
She's a completely different color palette.
Yeah, my mom's favorite color is hot pink. It also looks really good on her. It does not look good on me. Like,
I don't know. You could probably pull it off.
I could probably pull it off. It's just, it's not my color. This is the Stockholm V-neck. You can probably hear my dog. He likes to groom himself like a cat, so sometimes we get hairballs. But this is Cascade 220 in, I think, or it's a Superwash Merino Cascade 220, and I think it's Azalea Pink.
Nice.
It looks like an azalea, and it's very
Love
pink.
Cascade 220.
And it's a Stockholm V-neck Slipover, I think
Slipover is what she
yeah.
calls them,
So once I do like the neck and the armholes, this will be done pretty fast.
because you're in the round. So.
Yeah. So.
Has she tried it on?
No, I was gonna do the V-neck and the armholes, and then let her try it on and figure out the length, because she'll probably, I know she'll want it longer than I would make it for myself.
Much longer than we like things.
Yep.
Yep.
And someday we probably will also like.
Well, that's true. My crop preference is slowly lengthening.
Yep.
I will say I like a long crop now.
Not a crop.
Not a crop. Okay, so I have technically it's a half finished object and a whip because I have a pair of socks. These are the Dainty Eyelet socks. I don't know the designer's name. I think this is one of her like only patterns maybe. But knitting this, we're very into butter yellow. I don't know, what yarn is this? It's a really nice yarn.
It is.
Plucky Knitter.
I'm also knitting with it. It's the Plucky Knitter, and the color is Peachy Keen.
Peachy Keen. And so these socks they have eyelet details all the way down.
Oh, that's why it feels so good. It's merino cashmere.
I knew it had cashmere in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it has a folded cuff with the picot edging, which is really cute. And I've just started the cuff at the second sock. It also has a German short row heel, which I don't do very frequently. I usually do a heel flap and gusset, because that fits me really well. But these are fitting fine. I need to block them. They don't look as cute as they could, but they'll look much cuter when I show them as an FO.
With like white sneakers.
I know.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cute.
But yeah.
So I'll do this one next. I'm knitting with the same yarn, so the Plucky Knitter, Peachy Keen fingering, and I'm doing the ruffle sock by Petite Knit, and
so cute.
Mine is not very far along, but I'm going to make them pretty short, so I think
I was going for an
this will be pretty done. This will be done soon, hopefully, but
you knit socks really fast.
I do knit
If you picked it back up, you'd finish it really quick.
Yeah, I just have so many whips.
No, you have a lot of whips over there.
But anyway, I'm working on, this is my pair of socks that I'm working on right now.
And then I'm knitting another tank is and this looks so weird because it's bottom up. This is the Tulsa tank by Rebecca Clow.
Oh, did you do a folded hem?
Yeah, I did a folded hem on the bottom,
nice.
which is, so I'm just like personalizing it. This is a merino silk fingering weight base. It's hand dyed from Heathered Handmaids, because you've knit with this yarn before too, and you made a Tulsa tank.
I made a Tulsa tank
with different details though. So I did a folded hem. I'm knitting the body right now, and then I'm doing the full like high neck tank version, and I'm gonna do rolled edges,
like the Sabai top.
Yeah. But I will pick up for it, and a needle size smaller is my plan, just to make it a bit more finished looking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll have to pick up for the armholes anyways. So, and you have to pick up regardless, because it's knit flat after you get to the top. But, so I'll be picking up and then doing rolled edges on this, because I don't know who it was.
I remember the project you sent me.
On Ravelry, there's a project like this, kind of in a similar color, honestly, and I was like, that's what you need. Good. So, but this I want to be closer to a full length. I mean, full length on me is like long crop on you anyways. Yeah. But yeah, this is so soft. The Silk DK, the Silk Merino fingering weight is so soft.
It's a good yarn. I really enjoyed mine.
Yeah, it's very nice. I think we got this at like DFW Fiber Fest like 2 years ago.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever ago.
Right
after I started knitting. Guess I'll do shawls next. So I have two shawls on the needles. The first is the Pressed Flowers shawl.
So pretty.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I don't have needles on it.
You stopped in the middle of a row.
And I don't have needles on it. I'm like, why is this like a
little decision
scarf? But this is I'm using Sorella DK in the color Love Story, which you actually got me as an engagement gift, so that was special. So this is like my first wedding related knit, and then I think the creamy yarn. I think it's just Drops Daisy in the colorway Marzipan, I want to say. But yeah, this has been a really fun. It's knit like it's mosaic knitting, so you are only knitting with one color per row, which I really enjoy.
You've done one of those before.
I've done it, yeah. So this is my second pressed flower shawl. I really like it. The first one I did, I used a much thicker yarn. I think I used something that ended up being like worsted weight.
You used a woolen spun.
A woolen spun, and I think it was technically, the yardage was like Sport to DK, and this was when I had like just started knitting, so I'm like, oh, this is right, and it's definitely like a worsted weight. So this is going to be much drapier and larger, and I'm really excited about that.
That'll be great. It looks so good.
It's fun. It's really fun to knit. You need to do yours.
I'm very excited for it. I don't have a main color, or maybe I do actually.
I thought you were doing Love Story as the main color.
I'm doing Love Story as the main color, but I don't have the other color. But
Right.
I actually might. I
I
wanted
think
to
you
do a
have some
cream too.
cream, like from
So mine will
Sarah's.
be the opposite of what yours looks like. So my flowers will be white, but the body will be variated.
Yeah. I think you do have a cream,
I
like
think I
a
do have a
Sorella
cream.
Oopsie.
Yeah,
is what I'm
that's
remembering.
what I have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want me to do another
Yeah,
one?
do another one
Okay.
because I have 2 left,
Let
maybe.
me see. This is the front of it. And then I started knitting this. This is a Sari Nordland shawl. I'm also on a big Sari Nordland kick right now. So this is, I think it's pronounced Laulu shawl? Laulu shawl. Which is just like this really pretty cable and lace pattern. And I'm using Moondrake Fibers Yak DK base that also has silk in it. I can't remember the specifics of it. But it's going to, I'm hoping it's going to be like a great like summer into fall little scarf.
That's
moment.
so pretty and so soft.
I'm obsessed with this yarn.
It's
like
so
I would have a whole
nice.
sweater with it if I could.
I love that.
And then my friend Abby's also knitting this right now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Love
So
that.
La Mercerie was having a Sari Nordland event, and we both, my friend Abby and I are both from like the Seattle area, but we both missed it, so we were like, we're just gonna cast it on and
I love it.
have our own little Sari Nordland moment.
I love cows with friends.
Yes.
My favorite.
It's a good motivating factor.
Yes.
Do I need to do another one?
I can do one.
Okay.
I have 3 left actually. Okay.
I also have 3 left.
Perfect.
That's my Doppio, which I just remembered about.
Oh. Yeah, you do have a lot of lips and nails. Okay, so this one is going to look weird and not going to look like what it is, but that's the interesting part about it, I guess. I gotta hold on and figure out how to pick it up because I did do weird things with this. Okay, this is the Maggie cardigan by Petite Knit. Out of Knit Picks palette in the color Ciel. So this is leftover yarn. So I bought like a whole sweater's quantity held double when I bought it. And so I put it in the Puro cardigan, but I'm also making just a cardigan with it held single. So this is the Maggie cardigan, and it doesn't look like cardigan because it is in the round. Because I'm trying steeking for the first time, because I was like, I really want a fingering weight cardigan, but I do not want to knit fingering weight cardigan flat.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
Doesn't sound fun.
And so the way the Maggie cardigan's construction is, it seemed very amendable to trying steeking. And so that's what I'm doing. And it feels so, like the weight of this feels so nice.
Oh yeah, that is really nice.
Like it's going to be so wearable
Yeah.
in Texas. I'm so excited.
Now I want one.
The back shoulder details also
Yeah.
just look really good. And so you can see my steek lines on the front. It is like it finishes with raglan shaping.
Yeah.
Which is why it worked to do the steeking. And so I'll just pick up for my sleeves when I finish the body, and then do the button band and the neck band.
And cut your stitches.
I gotta cut. Yeah, I cut my steek. My steek, and then I did this. I watched a YouTube video, many YouTube videos. We got overly confident, to do this. So we'll see if it works. But I should be able to cut up the middle and then fold in each side instead of having to some people the steek is really small, and so then they have to cover it with something. 'Cause it's just raw stitches.
Yeah.
But I did enough steeking stitches that I can fold it in on itself and stitch it down.
So it'll be hidden
So it's like a
inside
finished
your
edge.
cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Keep
Fingers-
you updated on this one. I'm very excited about it. But this is the yarn. I brought an extra ball with me. Knit Picks palette. Love Knit Picks palette. We use this all the time.
Yeah, it is such a good yarn. I love it.
I have another way of using
Double.
Knit Picks
I haven't
palette
done
right
it
now, too.
single yet, but I probably will after feeling that. That feels really nice.
And it blooms so much. I think the Maggie cardigan technically I don't know if it calls for a fingering weight or not, but the gauge is a bit bigger than what you would assume for a fingering weight, but this is working out perfectly.
Yeah. No, it looks really good and it feels very nice.
Yes. No, it's going very well.
So continuing on the Knit Picks and Sorry Nordland kick that I've been on, this is the Rainy Day Tee by Sorry Nordland.
That looks so good.
And it is knit with Knit Picks Gloss Decay in the colorway, cannot remember the colorway, it'll be in the description though, or on Ravelry. But I've been really pleasantly surprised with this yarn for like a silk superwash blend. The definition of the stitches for the cable,
so good,
right? Like I kind of want an entire sweater, cardigan.
Yeah,
I want to do all the cabling projects with this, and then it has like this nice halo.
The halo
to it.
surprised me so much.
Yeah, like I
was not expecting that.
It looks like you're holding like a fingering with a mohair or something,
yeah,
almost, but it's not. And it's just, it makes such a nice fabric. So I'm really excited about this. It's where most of my knitting time has been focused this week, because I don't think this was on the needles a week ago.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Let's do, I already teased this one earlier. My new mini mock neck is on the needles. I feel like I'm always going to have one of these on the needles because I love it so much. This is, we'll talk about the yarn, because I don't have much of it, but we'll talk about the yarn first. This is from Ruby and Rose's soft rose base in, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Troika or something like that. Troika. But it's a reddy orange.
Yeah,
more red than orange, but like a flame red is how I would describe it. Her soft rose base is probably one of my favorite fingering weight bases. I've made socks out of it, and they're the softest socks I own. And so when she had I think it was a collection last year that she had, because there's also a royal blue that I have in my stash that I want to do another mini mock neck out of. But I knew it would be so soft. Especially
Wasn't it like a garden collection she had or something?
I think it was garden or something floral related. But this is all I have right now. This is just the back. I am to the point of doing increases on the back. But it is going so well. I love the like slight variegation in the tonal.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
I just love that you get that with hand-dyed yarns. And again, just needed 2 skeins, and I'll have a mini mock neck, and I'll probably have enough yarn left over to make a pair of socks. Or at least put in a pair of socks, because I have very small feet. And so I need literally like 50 grams for a pair of socks. And they're not just like ankle socks. Like, they're like decent.
They're like decent ankle socks.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, loving this. It feels so soft.
It's really
and very squish. And I'm very excited to have another mini mock neck
to add to your collection. Okay, I think this is my final Sorry Nordland object, but this is the Urania cardigan from her Softly Timeless Knits book. See if I can get the detail. But it's just a really simple like drop shoulder cardigan with this cabling detail.
I love the color of this yarn.
This is also Juniper Moon Patagonia in the color, gosh, I can't remember. Is it Redwoods? Maybe. There's like one dark brown. It's like a browny, reddy heather. Yeah. They have literally one dark brown. And it's that dark brown. Yeah. But I've gotten it, I'm making mine shorter than the pattern calls for.
It's a very full length pattern.
It's a very full length pattern. But I'm going to be doing it probably just about an inch longer, and then starting the ribbing and then doing the sleeves. I haven't fully decided what I'm doing in terms of the button band, because the pattern uses snap buttons, which I don't think I want to do. And so I was looking through the Ravelry project. Some people leave it as an open cardigan. Some people do buttons and a double knit button band. I think I'm leaning towards buttons with a double knit button band. Yeah.
The only thing I would think of with like buttons is that it'll be right next to your cable, so it would take away from your cable.
That was like the one reason I was considering the snap buttons, because it looked really nice closed with the snaps.
Will you close it?
Probably at least some of the time. So.
Okay, so you want it to be able to close.
Yeah, I'm debating it.
Could you get like, do they have like colored snaps?
You might.
So they're not just like the silver metal
Yeah,
traditional
'cause
ones.
those that was the only thing I didn't love about the snap ones is on the side where you like put the snaps. You have
Yeah.
like these weird little like pokey snaps if you're wearing it
but if you
open.
got it colored,
But like if I got
snaps,
brown ones,
yeah,
then it wouldn't be very noticeable. So maybe that's the
even a
move.
black would be good too. Like,
Yeah, it would blend in with a black because this is a very
it's a very
dark brown.
heathered yarn.
Yeah,
So it would blend in with a lot of stuff.
so
You could look for colored snaps.
I'm
That
going
might be a
to
good
now.
solution.
yeah, color snaps might be the best solution. Because if you do the snaps, you don't have to do a double knit button band.
Yeah.
So it'll be very fast.
That would be really nice. Okay. My final whip is, I don't know how many strands are attached to this right now because it's a color work project. My Tulsa tank is attached to it right now. Okay, there we go. This is the Orta sweater, and I cannot remember the designer's name, but I saw it on Ravelry. Yeah, I saw it on Ravelry, and it was this gorgeous colorwork sweater, and I was like, I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah.
I need to make it, and it's a fingering weight, fingering to sport weight. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And these are basically the colors of the sample that I saw and was obsessed with, but it's not the actual yarn. This is Knit Picks palette. Actually had really good dupes for the colors, so I don't know the names. I'll have to put them below because I don't have the bands on them.
Is that like flame orange?
I don't
might
remember. But at orange, I know this is oyster heather.
Yeah, we love oyster heather.
And then I don't think did I bring all the balls with me? I don't know. This is plum rose. I do know that
Yeah,
one.
I remember that
And
one.
then the green, I've actually made a whole cardigan out of.
It's your book club
My
cardigan.
book club cardigan. And cannot for life of me remember the colorway. But it'll be in the description box below. But the Orta sweater, this is whenever I want to do color work, I just pick up and knit this. I mainly also chose it because it's a raglan.
Yeah.
And so it's just color work in the round. I had to do a very little bit flat, I think, on the back. But then it was in the round.
Yeah. I'm guessing I will be knitting this in the same or similar or slightly more muted versions
I can see
of these
you replacing
colors.
the green with something else.
Yeah. And maybe the orange with a more muted orange.
Yeah.
But to me, this looks like a really good, like, spring in Colorado sweater. Where
I started it in the spring,
Yeah.
and it was very, very much fulfilled my spring vibes that I wanted. But again, it's that palette held single.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And it's always fun to see the floats inside.
All the floats.
But I've been loving that for something a little busier and not as mindless as knitting in the round.
And then this last whip is the never-ending cardigan. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be stunning
for you.
But it really is never-ending. So this is the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow, or the Crea Bea. And I'm using Cascade Heritage in the Mossy Rock, which is the green color, and then mostly the Sorella fall tonals for the stripes. And I have run out of yarn now twice on it.
And you did the math.
I did the math. The problem is, I think the math is accounting for that you're just using colors at random, which, like, for the type A person, for any type A person, like, why would
never
you
do that?
Yeah, who would do that unless you're not type A? But because of that, so I did this. I got this far on the sleeve, and then I ran out of this color for the second time. I've luckily found someone with some extra on a slightly different base. The
first time you ran out, I had some.
Yeah, so I've already used Kayla's extra. I've already ordered a second mini skein set, and I ran out again. So moving forward on the sleeve, we might not be following the pattern as exactly in terms of how the colors are ordered, just because I really don't want to order any more yarn for this cardigan. But I now have enough of, like, this darker orange brown color, which is Pumpkin Spice Latte, or PSL, from Sorella. It's close. I am pausing on the sleeve to do, like, the button band and neck band to figure out sleeve length better, and then I just have to do the second sleeve. So as long as I have all the yarn that I need now, it should be done soon. Hopefully.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to wearing it.
It's gonna be, like, the perfect cardigan for you.
Oh yeah.
It's just been very frustrating.
It's been very frustrating because, like, especially since I've been using hand dyed on it, running out sucks.
Adds up.
So it sucks in terms of you can't just go get it, and also it's not cheap. But I'm very excited to wear it in the fall, and it's like a merino nylon. All the yarn's merino nylon. Did I lose it?
Yeah, you didn't.
It's the last thing I need is to like lose a sleeve.
Oh my gosh.
But it'll be good when it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's all the knitting.
All the knitting whips. Yeah, I think so. So now, brief sewing interlude.
Yeah, I have two things.
I have two things too.
Okay, I guess I'll start. I've been on a big lane pants kick.
By Sydney Graham.
By Sydney Graham, yeah. So being tall, it's really hard to find good linen pants. I've found some that I've liked in the past, but they either like haven't held up or the tall sizing still isn't like the right length. So I found some linen. This is the, I think, go-to linen blend from Blackbird Fabrics. And the color kelp. It's so, their linen is just, you can't beat it.
Looks so nice, by the way.
Thank you. I tried hard.
It looks really good.
But this is my fourth pair of lane pants. I'm wearing another pair right now that's like the almond color of the go-to cotton linen blend. It's my favorite, I think, of their linens.
You made shorts, yeah?
I did make shorts, so it's a very sad story.
Oh.
I made shorts, and I noticed when cutting the fabric out that there was like a little bit of discoloration on the fabric, but I'm like, oh, it's fine. Ran them through the washer, and there's now like spots where the discoloration was. So I think in the process of like me washing the fabric and then cutting it out, it got something on it. And then it was like fine, but whatever it was, maybe, I don't know, vinegar or something. Like
something had like acid or something.
Yeah. So then when it was finally washed, it reacted. So now they're my like cozy lounge shorts.
That's okay.
I still have enough of this that I'm going to remake them.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Great. Love that. All right. Okay. I'll do my little tiny one first.
So cute.
I made these yesterday, so I was like, I have two of them. One of them is on my butter yellow socks, my Dainty Eyelet socks. These are DPN holders, and if you search them, you can see them on Etsy. And I was like, I can do that. I can sew that. And so I did. I made a little like diagram pattern, and then used some like quilting cotton fabric that I had. And then I literally texted you yesterday. I was like, I need to look for snaps this weekend when I come visit. But then I was like, never mind. I can get them by 8 a.m. tomorrow on like next day Amazon delivery. And so I did. And then I put my snaps on this morning. I chose white snaps for this one, little plastic snaps. And then my inside lining. But you just stick the like whole like socks on the DPNs inside. And then you snap it closed. And your DPNs stay in there so they don't slide off your stitches. And I was like, because my DPNs slide off my stitches if I just like put it in a bag. So I was telling you that I want to improve it next time and do interfacing on both pieces of the fabric to make it sturdier.
Yeah. Because
it is, it's fine, but it is very flimsy and thin. So I want to make them sturdier next time. But very easy.
They're so cute.
Very quick. I honestly I don't think I have interfacing, but I should have done it because I made Kindle and book sleeves before, and I did interfacing on those before.
Those worked well.
And they were nicer than this.
Yeah.
Not that this isn't nice, but I made two of these, and they're like the reverse of each other. So the other one, the outside is this like rainbowy pattern. This is just like cotton quilting fabric that I got on Amazon. It's like a set. It's like a 70s groovy set. Because it's very
cute though.
Very me. So yeah, those are
very cute.
Very useful.
And then my last finished object,
I love this so much,
is my first Henrietta skirt. And I use this, I don't even know what the material is.
Is it a cotton poplin?
I feel like it might be a cotton poplin.
It's a very slick cotton poplin. It's
definitely
got to have something in the
cotton poplin.
Does it have like a rayon in it?
It might have rayon or polyester or nylon, like a teeny bit.
It's probably a cotton poly blend.
But it's a cotton poly blend. This is it's a Hey So Sister by Georgie Knits collaboration for the fabric.
It's stunning.
And I am not a blue person, like I think I said earlier, but I saw this fabric
this
and
is like
just
a neutral.
It is a
the
neutral.
navy.
And like the bows, I think, are technically black.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I thought this was probably neutral enough that I could do it, and I was
such a cool fabric. Like it just feels very cooling.
It's perfect for summer.
It is.
But I really liked the print, and I'm just like, I need to have it, and I think I saw Twins Who Knit made like a dress out of it. I am obsessed with Twins Who Knit. Like
those Twins Who Knit are one of our bigger podcasts.
They're definitely my favorite podcast, and they have such good neutral classics that are like, but like they're cute.
And they do a pop of color every now and then, which I like. But I do a lot of neutral, but I do a lot of color too.
So they're pretty perfect in terms of their projects, and they're a big inspiration for a lot of my tips. But this is my latest finished object and skirt.
Very nice. I have like 3 Henrietta skirts. I love that pattern so much.
It is very slick.
It's
fabric, though.
Spaghetti Western.
Yes, Spaghetti Western Sewing is the pattern designer for the Henrietta.
So nice. It's such a great
really
pattern.
easy too.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Very beginner friendly. Like, so easy.
And the gathers are not like,
they're not hard.
They're so short that it really isn't like.
The hardest part is you have to sew a curve.
Yeah.
But it's pretty forgiving.
Hard. It's very forgiving. The hardest part for me, I'm gonna go back and hem this again to make it a little shorter. Did
you put a tag in it?
Yeah, I did. It's a really cute tag.
Ah, that's so cute.
That tag came with this fabric. So
I love that.
I was like, that's adorable. So we're gonna put them together.
Tags. I still have like a lot of made in 2024 tags.
Oh no. You probably have things made in 2024 that you could just add it to.
Maybe. Every time I look at my tag drawer, I'm like, well, can't use that. Okay. Final sewing. This I also finished yesterday, and this is self-drafted but heavily. I followed like a TikTok tutorial, which, as I told you, I just can't not have a pattern anymore.
Yeah.
A pattern or just like a very detailed YouTube tutorial, but like
something.
A 2-part TikTok tutorial. I am not as good of a sewist to do that. But it did turn out really cute. It just took like 2 days of tweaking.
It is really cute.
This is a cotton from R.I.P. Joann's. Black and white gingham. And I have enough of it because I wanted to make a gathered skirt out of it. And I cut out that. And then I was like, oh, I have enough left over. I could test out and not feel bad if I mess it up. This like sheared top that I've been seeing people make from this TikTok tutorial. And so that's what I did. I don't know. But it does look really cute. I had to add like a little like length to the bottom because I had it out a little short. I also like ended up taking in the sides like 2 or 3 different times. And so the pattern that I cut out, I need to edit because I did cut out like a trace thing.
Yeah.
I also might just trace a different dress. I traced one of my old navy dresses that is a sheared top, just to get the general outline. And I think that dress fits well, but I don't think it fits the best. And so I think I was already starting not at 100%. Yeah. And so we just quickly went down from there. Also learning how to shear on a sewing machine, new acquired skill. That was not as easy as it looked. I added elastic to the neckline to bring it in some. I had a already made, like pre-made black bias binding that I just used to fold in on finish the armholes. And I just did a very baby hem on the bottom. And it's reversible. Really cute, I didn't do it lower in the front or the back. So whichever side I feel like wearing. One side does look a little better than the others based on like the armhole. Because one of them, like one way it looks a little gapier than the other way. So, but it's really cute, long crop. It'll be a matching set with my skirt when I make it. Too, kind of actually. Yeah, I honestly thought about wearing that today, like wearing this and then putting my cardigan over it, but we were feeling an exercise dress today instead.
It's very hot.
But I'm glad it's finished because it was very frustrating to make.
It looks frustrating.
And I really want step-by-step directions.
Yeah.
For things in the future.
I'm sure you could find a pattern that's really similar to that.
There are some shearing patterns. But
it's cute.
The reason I tested it though is because I want the original person, I'll put the links in the description box to the person's Instagram, and then she has 2 TikTok videos. It's the directions because she made a dress.
Oh, okay.
So she did a sheared bodice that looks like this, and then she attached like a midi length skirt of the same fabric of skirts with pockets, and made a dress out of like a linen fabric, and it looks so good.
Yeah,
I was like, I can do it. I can do it.
You could do it.
I can do it. It's just not as nice as I want it to be. So, yeah. it's done, and it's cute, but it's not perfect, and that bothers me. Because we are very type A people.
Yes.
And then I have 2 honorable mentions because I don't have them here with me, sewing-wise, but I finished my first quilt. Yay. I just did a layer cake from Ruby Star Society. Is that the name? Yeah, Ruby Star Society. Their warp and weft layer cake. And literally just sewed all the squares together. And then I picked one of the fabrics from it and did the backing with it. I'll have pictures on my Instagram when I eventually share them, because I did take some really cute pictures of it. I need to share those. And then we just made like a little throw quilt. And it was very fun. Learned a lot of things. It is also not perfect, but it was less frustrating than that talk, I will say. And then the second thing I finished was I made some quilt block wall hangings. And they're, again, with me and not following patterns and thinking I can make it, they're like I would say they're very similar to the Lone Star quilt block, but they're not as many, like, points, I guess. Because they're made with diamond shape fabric cutouts, which is a whole thing in and of itself.
Yeah.
Cutting at 45-degree angles, let me tell you. So again, we weren't already batting at 100 there, but none of my center points line up.
Oh no.
And I've just discovered that quilt math is like harder than calculus. So it's ridiculous. Again, I will be following patterns in the future. I've been very humbled by sewing recently. But they're up on my wall. And again, I'll share pictures of it up on my Instagram soon, probably. Yeah. I don't know, I might figure out how to put a picture in this video, but
we'll see.
We're focused on being chatty and fun. We're not really focused on
the technology
cuts and B-roll and all of that. So
maybe someday. Maybe not.
Maybe someday, maybe not. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then Tour de Fleece.
Yeah,
we'll wrap it up.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I don't have my like plans in front of me or the like fiber with me, but we both e-spun.
Yeah.
For a while, and we have what is the brand? Electric Eel Wheel, so the EEW.
Yeah.
We both started on the mini,
the nano,
and then I got the 6.1. You got the 6.2.
Or you got the 6 and I got the 6.1, something like that.
I got the first iteration, she got the second, basically, the bigger one. And we spun on those for the longest time. And love those. Fantastic.
They're great.
I've done a little bit of drop spindle spinning and Turkish spindles and supported spindles. So I've dabbled in all of that, but that's a lot slower, and I'm very much a efficiency person and want my spin to be done. So I just do that when I'm not in a rush to finish a spin. But I did get a wheel for Christmas from basically everyone in my family. So it's the Ashford Kiwi 3. And I practiced on it and got it all set up, but I basically haven't touched it since like February. Because I've been knitting and sewing so much. So my goal for Tour de Fleece is to just spin on my wheel. And then ply on my e-spinner because it's so much faster.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many braids I have listed out that I want to spin.
I have way too many braids.
I'm starting with a 1 braid project.
Yeah.
Just to get me back into it, and it's a braid that I'm like, we'll just see. I don't have any goals for the thickness or anything like that.
It'll be what it is.
That I'm going to spin. And then the next project I do want to do is 3 braids, but I'm not combining them. I'm spinning them as separate skeins as a fade for like one of the Andrea Mowry shawls. I don't know which ones. One of the ones that has like a 3-color fade. And those are my first 2 things on my list that I want to do. And then from there I have other things listed, but we'll see if I get to it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then for my goals, so I am going to be so what I like to do most recently is I like to use the nano, so the smaller e-spinner, to spin the singles, and then use the 6.1 or whatever it is that I have to ply it, because the nano is just so gentle that I spin really, really fine to begin with.
Yeah, you do.
But on the nano, like, it is so easy.
You can spin like a lace weight on the nano.
Yeah, I'm like the lace weight singles easily on the nano, and then like they become like the perfect fingering weight yarn. So I've been really enjoying doing like that technique, and I need to finish spinning my Advent fiber. So that's my first goal. I think I got through day 3. It's only an 8-day Advent, so I don't have that much left. But I need to finish that. So that's goal 1.
Speaking of fiber Advent, I had a fiber Advent this past year. I'm pretty sure I finished spinning it.
I think you did.
I don't think I've plied it.
So maybe you should apply it.
So that will probably be on my Tour de Fleece. No, I know I haven't plied it.
Yeah, you haven't applied it.
Because I finished spinning all of the little like single bundles from the day, but then on on Christmas Day, it was a full bat.
That's right.
And I have not spun the full bat. So that will also be on my Tour de Fleece.
You have all the Tour de
It was
Fleece.
Lord of the Rings themed.
Yeah, it was really
so
good.
It's very like blues and greens and neutrals.
Yeah.
Wild Hair Fiber, I think. Something
I think
like
that's
that.
right. It was an
Etsy.
Etsy. Yeah.
It was very fun.
And then if I finish my Advent, I have a lot of braids too. The ones that I think are speaking to me the most is I have a 2-braid project that is a wee chickadee color. It's like a greenish, brownish color.
Earthy.
I think if I'm remembering correctly, it's a BFL silk blend. Which I also really like silk blends because they just like fall off the braid, and I love it. They're so easy to spin for me anyway. But I bought the 2 braids of that color with the thought that I think I maybe saw on Wee Chickadee's Instagram like a picture of a traveler's shawl or a traveler's wrap. So with like a green, and this one was very similar, so that was why I ordered it forever ago. So I'm going to do that because I think that'd be perfect for like Colorado winters, because I will actually need neck accessories probably.
You will.
So especially the first year where I'm like adjusting from having lived on the surface of the sun for a long time.
Otherwise known as Texas.
Yeah. So those are my Tour de Fleece plans.
Yeah. I have other plans too, but a lot of it with what's the fiber brand that they did the collaboration?
Oh,
Yarn Jam. I have a lot of Yarn Jam fiber, both the Young Folk Knits colorway and the Marlene Knits colorway that I want to spin. But I need to get back to spinning and become more consistent before I spin that, because I have like specific project plans for those, and I need to have consistent yarn for that. So Tour de Fleece goals is just to get consistent on my wheel.
It's a good goal.
So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited to get back to the wheel. It's just sitting in my craft room looking all pretty, and I sew and I see it and I don't use it. So I will be diving back in head first. Tour de Fleece.
Well, that'll be a good opportunity to get back into it.
Yeah.
So
for sure. All right.
I think that's all we had to talk about today. So thank you for
first podcast done.
I know.
Crazy. We've been talking about this forever.
We have.
Forever.
For like solid probably 6-ish months at least.
Yeah. Definitely 6 months.
And we'll figure out what the format looks like moving forward.
Yeah, because we'll be different states.
Yeah. So it'll probably be like some type of Zoom or Teams type thing, and filming that way. And
again, our goal is chatty, so we're not going to be worrying about all the technical details as much.
So.
But it should be fun to put on while you're knitting or whatever
Hopefully,
fiber craft you're doing, and listen to us just talk about yarn and fiber for hopefully under an hour. That was our goal.
We'll see how we did. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Stay cozy.
Stay very cozy.